meeting James Green, the former chief scientist of NASA.
Yes.
And I have some questions for you.
Great. Let's get into them.
Yesterday you spoke about the green effect.
Yes.
Could you just explain in short form what exactly is the green effect?
You bet. So astronauts on the International Space Station, if you ask them, what is the most exciting things that you do, besides the experiments, in their free time, they love to look out the window, looking down, it's called the cupola, and look down to the beautiful blue earth. They see the ocean, the land, all this beautiful earth, and they get inspired. They don't see boundaries, they don't see countries, they see one globe for the species that live on this planet. And that is called the overview effect, that they have good mood, they get very excited, and when they return to Earth, they want to protect that globe. They become environmentalists. But imagine going to Mars, being gone from home more than several years, all right? For 1,000 days. When you leave the Earth in a matter of a few days, the beautiful blue globe is behind you. What is the next most exciting thing? It turns out the astronauts love the plant room, the ability to go in and see the green leafy lettuce, see the green of all the food that's being produced that we're testing on the International Space Station. And that green reminds them of home. That's the green effect. But they also get other sensory perceptions of that through smell. They get nutrients from the plant. The aroma reminds them of home. It puts them in a good mood. And as you watch the plants grow, it gives you a feeling of progress towards your goal. You know, every day you see the plants growing, you know you're closer and closer to your destination, which in this case would be Mars. And so that also gives you another effect of progress. And that's all part of the green effect. And then you eat the plants. So the green effect has not only sight, but also taste and smell.
Thank you. I have just a bit more questions about the commented film of The Martian yesterday.
Yes.
I enjoyed it, really.
Great,
So,
I'm delighted. Yeah, we watched The Martian.
Yeah, that's... And you commented it and you told us some information. Can you just tell them our...
Very quickly what
exactly.
we did? Yes. So before the film was made, the director, Ridley Scott, very famous director. He did The Aliens, you know, and Blade Runner, and Gladiator, and so many wonderful movies. He was going to do The Martian, and he had a vision of making it as realistic as possible. And so he needed a consultant, or a series of consultants, to be able to make sure that what they put on film had the look and feel of the real Mars. All right? And so he called NASA headquarters and got a hold of me. I was head of planetary science at the time, but within my organization was a group called the Mars Exploration Program Group, and the head of that had retired, and so I was also the acting branch chief of the group. And he, or that individual that retired, would have been the normal person that Ridley Scott talked to. Well, that turned out to be me, because I was acting in that role. And of course, I know a lot about planetary science. I know a lot about Mars. You know, we send missions to Mars all the time. And so we started a dialogue, and I ended up being the chief NASA consultant. And so we worked very well together, and so what you see on the screen in The Martian, we had a lot of input in. And so it is indeed the most realistic view of what going to Mars, living and working and returning than any other movie.
Then let's come back to the green effect.
Yes.
It was not really shown in the film.
Well, that's true. That's true. So that wasn't in the book,
Okay.
and it could have been. You know, Andy Weir wrote the book several years earlier, and it's a great book. It has a very much of an engineering focus, very much of a problem solving focus, and from that aspect, it's very exciting. It's very challenging. It's a human versus nature story. Okay, so many of the Mars movies are all about, you know, the astronauts fighting over the girl astronaut. Okay. As if that's the most important thing about going to Mars, which it's not. You know, so you see the camaraderie, you see the teams, you see people working together to make things happen, and that's what it's going to be like. Okay. He could have added plants, but at that time, there wasn't a lot known. The green effect really wasn't known, really wasn't talked about, really wasn't appreciated. Because he wrote that now in about 2010, 2011. Okay, so now we're talking 15 years ago. All right. Well, we know so much more now. We do research on plant science in space. I mean, this is what this conference is all about, is our ability to understand the role that plants play in our life, in our culture. It may seem obvious, but what happens in space to us also happens to our plants. And this is what we're studying here.
Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
I just have one more question, the last question.
Okay.
It's a bit of a funny one.
Uh-huh.
The green effect.
Yeah.
Is the name of the green effect because of the green plants or because of your name?
Okay. If plant leaves were blue, it'd be called the blue effect,
Okay.
all right?
Then thank you for your time.
You're very welcome.